actually have data on that?
We do have some data. But myself, I got my guys to put some data together for me. NADMO did same and also handed over to VRA. Some other individuals, interested parties also took some data from some people. I have been able to categorize into people whose homes have been affected, people whose businesses have been affected, people whose farms have been affected. Some people are tenants in people's homes, so you have data on them. Some people own the home themselves. So we have all these varied data that we have available.
From all the areas that were affected within your constituency?
Yes, from all the areas that were affected within the constituency. We did it community by community. So like Tefle, Sokwe, Amutinu, Amuto, Ajake, especially on the lower side of the water, you realize that from Tefle towards Ada, you have some to the right and some to the left. I mean the western and the eastern banks of the river. And so most people who were affected were actually on the western bank. The other side of Sugakope through to the Chaume, all the way to the last end of it, were not as much affected as this side. But when you get to Gamenu area there, because of the low-lying nature of the lands there too, they got affected as far as to Jobove enclave area there, to Klonu, some of those communities there. So, but majority of the people who were affected were from the Mutinu, Ajake, Agavasidowe line, all the way to Hume, Tademe. So those are the areas that were greatly affected actually. So we have data on each community, and then when we pull it out, we are able to segregate into those whose homes were affected, those whose farms were affected, those whose cages were affected, and all other things that were lost during the spillage.
So far, because that was one of the biggest things that confronted, you had just been made parliamentary candidates. Of course, you have an SCT MP, but everybody would then turn attention to you, because once you become parliamentary candidate, a lot of power shifts to you as candidate. Are you impressed with the work that has been done to try to at least help the people start off again? Do you see that sort of help from the VRA that spilled the water, from NADMO that was supposed to deal with the disaster, and from the government itself that was supposed to ensure that these institutions do their work?
The least I speak about VRA, NADMO, and government, the better. I am very proud that Ghanaians still have the fellow feeling in them. And the sort of love that was poured on us during this pillage from individual, corporate bodies, NGOs. Splendid. Everybody was struggling for space to be counted among the people who came to our aid and who supported us. But as for NADMO, they don't even have a grain of rice or maize in their stock, in their offices. So whatever they gave out were actually things that were given to them by VRA.
Not a grain.
If you go to they don't even have warehouse. I'm not sure they do have a warehouse that they keep anything. After about some 3 months ago, there was a serious rip-off of roofs because of a very serious storm that came our way in the constituency. Up to now, nobody has been given even a plastic cap or a plastic bowl. To the extent of maybe they think you are giving one sheet of roofing material to anybody to re-roof his home. Nothing has been done. If you go to the office, they only sit in the office from morning till evening. At the end of the month, they go to take their salary. When it happens, they will come to the field, come and take some data and go back to the office, and that's the end of it. I was on the campaign trail, and people keep asking me, when the rip-off came, the storm came, you were with us. You came to take some data and statistics, and up to now, I've not heard from you. I said, I am not the one who would come to help. It is the NADMO office or outfit that is responsible for sorting out these things. But they don't have anything. When you go to them, they say they don't have anything. They really don't have anything in their stock. So it is Ghanaians that we are always grateful for the love they show. People in diaspora also every now and then keep coming in. Some group in the UK about 3 days ago, on Friday last week, delivered some boxes of items from their stock also to be given to some people. So every now and then people come along, and some of them are interested in helping rebuild But of course, the high cost of reconstruction these days is what is deterring most people. But some genuinely have the heart to want to help, but the ability to provide housing for people. The Ministry of Housing came some time back that they have identified some 3 or 4 spots that they want to put up some homes for people who are displaced. Up to now, I'm not sure Epicas has touched the ground yet for any serious work to begin. And I wonder how long it's going to take, whether it's going to be 10 years before you think about resettling people. So it's just a normal rhetoric we hear from government and its agencies every now and then. So we are only grateful to the individuals, but not government. Government hasn't done much to our admiration. VRA did something through the NADMO offices, but we think that they should do better than they are doing. The last I heard my colleague, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Black, was saying that we are thinking of going to sue government for compensation. So that may be the next step we would have to take.
Would you join?
Encourage
the victims?
Of course. Because you see, sometimes it makes you feel as if you are not part of the country. We got it from the president himself to say that after all, we don't vote for him. He has to come just because he's the president and he owes us that responsibility of being the president of Ghana. Apart from that, if he has to do with votes, he wouldn't come. So really, he really doesn't care. If you see their posture and the attitude, it goes a long way to say that government really, the NPP government, doesn't really care about the people who are affected by the spilling.
Well, we'll come to the fact that former President Mahama was in your constituency recently. The crowds were amazing. We will talk about that shortly. But before that, remind our listeners to upgrade your home with the latest and most luxurious appliances from PMP at 21 Enterprise. Whether you're looking for kitchen gadgets, home entertainment system, or essential household appliances, PMP at 21 Enterprise got everything you need under one roof. They stock the top brands, appliances from the most trusted brands in the market. And of course, you get a wide selection from smart TV, smartphones, and